Hi, I want to talk to you about a special document. This is called a CRBA, which stands for Consular Report of Birth Abroad. Let me just blow it up. You see here, Consular Report of Birth Abroad. So, if you're born in California, you have a California birth certificate. If you're born in Texas, you have a Texas birth certificate, and so on. But if you are born overseas, for example, in Germany in this case, or in the Netherlands in this case, I wanted to show you some samples, but your parents are American citizens and your parents register you at the appropriate embassy in an appropriate time, then you will receive what is called a consular report of birth abroad. It's not issued by a specific state, but it's issued by the Department of State. So your birth certificate, if you're born abroad and you're a U.S. citizen because of your parents, then you receive this, a consular report of birth abroad. Okay, now, having said that, this document needs to be apostilled very frequently because just like any other certificate. So here is a sample of an apostille for a birth certificate of born abroad. If you see here, it's not issued by a state, it's issued by the Department of State. Do you see this? So here is a Department of State apostille for a certificate of born abroad. Now, it's very similar to other apostilles. If you see here, the Department of State, it's certifying the signature of Michelle Torin Bond. And you're like, okay, who is she? Well, in this particular case, it's here. This is her signature, Michelle Thorin Born. Let me just blow it up a little bit. So, she's acting as an Assistant Secretary of Consular Affairs. Now, this certificate is the one that is being apostilled here. Now, let me just also point something out. If you get a birth certificate from a state, I just want to go back to the example of, Florida, for example. The birth certificate is issued by the State of Florida Office of Vital Records in Jacksonville. The apostille is issued by the Secretary of State in Tallahassee. So two different offices, two different, separate places. So one issues the certificate and the other issues the apostille. That's why you cannot get them at the same time. It's a two-step process. Well, for certificates, the consular reports of birth abroad, CRBAs, they are issued at the same time. So this certificate was issued at the same time as the apostille. So if you have a certificate that looks like this, let me just enlarge it. If you have a certificate that looks like this, it's not good. Even if it's in good shape and it's not that long, this certificate is not good for an apostille. You need to get a fresh copy. You will need to get a brand new copy and then apostille it at the same time. If you present this document to the Department of State, they're not going to get an apostille. You have to get a new one. If you have something that looks like this without an apostille, it's not good. You need to get a new one and the apostille at the same time. If you have something like this, it will not work either because the same thing, it has to be issued at the same time. I have a few other samples, and it doesn't have to be Michelle's signature. Here's another sample of something, issued in the Netherlands, and it's a different Assistant Secretary of Consular Affairs. So, having said that, what's the procedure? So, if you go to our website and you go to Home, and you go to documents we apostille every day or frequently, and here you have the instructions. So if you want to do it on your own, you have to follow these steps, okay? Now, if you want us to do it, we can do it. We can definitely do it, but we need your authorization. So you need to write a letter. Here's a template. Just copy this letter and edit it with your information. You have to put your name, your address, the date, you give us once you're ready, let us know to see the name that will provide you here to give authorization to go get the certificate, and then we'll get a new certificate and an apostille for you. All right. So if here's the letter, you can just find it very easily at on our website at the Birth Abroad page. And we'll be very happy to assist you. Here I have some samples of other documents, of the documents that I show you briefly. So if you need our help, we'll be very happy to assist you. Our fee is $200 for the apostille, like any other apostille, and then it's $165 to get the new certificate. So it's a total of $365. All right. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.